What's up, Gary?
Well, I didn't have Matt Ray on my pegboard for the first comment. But
I
there he is.
Congratulations, Matt. I didn't have you either. We both picked other players. So Matt for the win.
Sometimes he sneaks in the back door a little later, and
that's all right.
He's like, "I'm first. Go.
Lock it in. Lock it in."
He was
maybe
he was
reading. Maybe Jim Lauer's wiping his tears from the Chiefs game right now. Who knows?
Oh, probably. Matt probably just got finished. Matt just got finished reading the Devin Brown book of being first for everything.
That's it. The Devin book of being first. Cool.
The book of being first. Yes.
Doug Perry.
Man. Well, we got some cool dudes tonight, right? There's Doug Perry.
We got the Titans of 10-5. Boys coming on. We're going to recap last night. Man, what a great event. Golly. It kind of feels like this is a real series and everything, Had us out at a casino and handed out real awards and real checks, giving speeches. Man.
Yeah. Good food, good fun hanging out. Man.
Yeah.
All right. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay. Let's give Tim Alt.
Yep.
5 seconds of
yeah. Well, there you go. Yeah. How about those Broncos? Woo! Man.
Yeah, Tim. Way to go.
Back in the AFC West. Good job.
Oh man.
Well,
that was man, it was fun to watch here the last.
Yeah, it was a good game. Good game. Good game.
Jim Lauer said they just beat me to it. Yep. Goose is in the house. What's up, Mr. Goose, Mr. and Mrs. Goose?
Yep.
There's Brian Wise. Evening, fellas. Hey, Brian.
Goose, I left my money at the casino.
How many sets of tires did he donate to the casino?
He said 2 or 3. I couldn't remember. I started, he was up. I know Mama Goose had a wide wallet.
He would leave and he kept walking back in the room. Yeah. I just give him another pair of drag radials.
Another pair of radials. Yeah. Pair of radials donated. What a great event.
Oh, 2.
2 sets. There it goes. There it is.
Man. That could have been a set for me and a set for you.
Dang. I know. I like where your head's at, Gary.
Man. Oh, well.
Been. Yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah. What a fun deal. We're gonna cover all that and have fun with that in just a little teeny tiny bit.
Yep.
I don't have much other outside stuff. Oh, there's Jim Robinson. Hello, Mr. Jim.
Sunday night boys are here.
The Topeka crew.
Yep.
I went to Salina on Friday,
and
I got a picture of my car.
Let's see it. Update.
Yep. Goose says it was a great night. So I peeked. I knew the car was getting some primer shot on it, and the actual body was in the booth. I know the doors have got primer on the hood, and all the pieces you see that aren't attached, they've got primer. And he rolled the body in, and he had to do some work to the roof, some work to the cowl, work to the fenders. Tire shake had buckled the quarters above the tires.
Okay.
I seen it. I mean, you can see it on the body when it does that. Tire shake will just take a car apart, and it had buckled my quarters, and he got that all fixed up. He said the passenger side was worse, but there it is. It's getting progress. It's a body shop. They're very busy. I guess I'm lucky he's where he's at, and because we haven't had big storms, hail. There's been no winter storms yet for people to be sliding into each other and putting cars in body shops. So he's taking advantage of the time that he's got and getting stuff done. So
nice.
Yeah, it's going to be
great, man.
Yep, it's going to be cool.
Yeah,
I'm not bugging him. I know he's very picky, so I'm just going to let him do his thing. Yeah, and then he'll have to teach me how to take care of it.
He might have to find you every time you put a little nick on it. You might just have to.
Oh man, yep. That's a
and
good
he's
idea.
going over this because he did a walkthrough in 2013, right? He painted it red.
Yep, that was a body color change from in 2013 from white to the red.
Yep.
And I went back in his shop in 15 to get the front bars repainted when I mounted the turbos and stuff. So yeah,
man,
it's coming along. Yep. Lewis Martin. Hey guys. Hey Lewis.
What's up, Lewis?
There's Marl Photography. Melissa. Hello.
Hey, Melissa.
Matt says it's not white yet. Not yet. That gray primer is close. See that gray? I might just shoot at that gray.
That's white-ish. That's pretty close.
Ish. That is white-ish. Doug Perry, what color? There's plenty of time to figure that out. It's gray and red. I might pick one of those or blend the two.
Whatever's in the gun when he sprays it. Goose already donated orange and black.
I know. I saw the buckets up there.
Yep. So whatever's in his gun.
Tim says, you going Dodge solar yellow.
Oh, hey. Yeah. There you go.
Yeah, you remember we coming home, we stopped at Fredonia in that yellow truck, and it's like, man, you really have to like yellow to buy a yellow truck.
You really do, man. You really do. You could do the taxi cab deal or the Waffle House. Man. You could do it all in yellow.
Oh, I like Waffle House. There you go. Yeah, so that's the only side note I got right there.
Very nice.
Not really any engine info, and I just got this little progress stuff. So they're moving right along.
Along. You dropped off some more pieces. That'll work.
Yep, I sure did. Yep. So that's all I got on that. You got anything on yours before we hit Larry now? No.
Gave a guy I know a really super good, little above average welder a project today when he was at my house and on a gas tank, all around tire shake. You know what I mean? It seems to come up,
man. But, tire shake.
Yeah, man. Doug Perry said Bucky's red. He's got something
Bucky's
going.
Red.
Yeah,
Bucky's red.
Don't you have do you have a red Bucky shirt or do you have a black Bucky shirt?
It's black and yellow and red. That'd be a good combo, right? Black, yellow, and red.
Yeah.
Stick a beaver on it somewhere.
There you go.
Or put some beaver teeth on the front nose. Whatever. I don't know.
That's funny. If
Bucky's had just cut me some checks. They could paint it however they want.
Oh my goodness. They could afford it.
I think so, man. Yeah.
They got Al and Larry money, old Bucky's,
Oh, man. Well, you ready to drag them fellers in?
I'm ready, man. They're here. They're ready. Are they awake? Did they take a nap from last night?
I think they're awake. I think everybody's here to see them, not us.
That's fair.
Well, let's pop up here and drag on. There's Mr. Larry and Mr. Al. What's up, fellas?
What's up, guys?
What's up, guys?
How you doing?
We're up for the day, or at least I am.
Yep. Same. I've been tired, but not too bad.
Yeah, a little bit, but not bad.
I've been up. I
didn't stay and help Goose out as late last night as you guys did. So,
yeah.
I sat in the woods all day and got
extreme. Get you deer?
No, but I got extreme. My face got extremely sunburnt and windburnt.
Oh,
and So now I'm setting the pickup. So because my phone's dead and I can't. That's why it's kind of dark. So
okay.
My phone was dead, so my phone's on the charger in the truck, but yeah, it was a good day in the woods.
Good.
When we did see Donna and Goose in the casino, and she was walking kind of behind him, supporting him, and he had a wrap, like a white cloth around his finger from hitting that button so many times. Yeah, like a blister. You've seen those cloths with a bow where it just. Yeah, and she went over there. I watched her. Gary was there with me so he can verify. But she put her money in, hit it once, tripled, was out, left. So
yeah,
yeah. I heard you guys saying earlier she was winning and Goose was just supporting.
Yeah. And see, they didn't have to go to the casino to do that. They could have done that.
Well, no,
just pass the money over.
Goose can just buy drag radial tires all the rest of the year too. He doesn't have to go
That's
to.
right.
He doesn't have to go to the Indigo Sky for that.
Yes. Yes.
Oh
yes.
man.
The first time I went to a casino was with Al. Was at CDRA bracket finals, and I had never been to a casino before. And this was probably, I don't know, 5 or 6 years ago. And I'm just not a guy to throw my money away unless it's for race car parts or whatever.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so I go to the penny slots. And I put like $20 or $100 in or whatever it was, and Al was kind of sitting like beside me there, and I said, "This sucks." I said, "I hit the button like 3 times, and I'm out of $100 on a penny machine. I'm thinking you get 100 hits." Well, I kept hitting the max bet button, so like in 3 hits, my money was gone. I said, "Screw this, I'm out. Let's go home." And so lesson learned there.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's about how long our fun lasted last night, Rodney. Shoved the
It sure
20 in
did. I
there.
was thinking the same thing.
I hit the deal twice. It was I forget the credits, whatever, but it let me hit that button twice, and Rodney's like, "Is that it?" I was like, "Yeah, I'm down to 180 credits, which was $1.80, and I had to cash out. I couldn't do nothing with it."
Yeah. And then the funny Al told me something after that, and I've never forgot it. Every time I walk into a casino, and I don't know if he ever remembers telling me this, but he told me, he said, "There's a reason there's these fancy chandeliers hanging in this place."
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's what I say about everything. You see a great big church building. You see a guy, a mechanic shop with a great big shiny building.
Uh-huh.
Just follow the money.
Yeah. I took my $1.80 ticket, gave it to Rodney.
Yeah.
Rodney fed it in with the 20,
Yeah.
and he burned it down, and he had to cash out $4.20.
Yeah. I couldn't do nothing with it. Yeah.
Tried to give it to the waitress girl for a tip. She couldn't take it.
Couldn't take it.
Oh,
Sorry.
sure, not in there. Yeah.
We had to cash that out, and
Yeah.
The
I
girls
think
over at
both
the
are
cashier's
fun.
table, they just laughed, right?
Oh yeah.
yeah.
I think our combined total fun together was 5 seconds.
Yeah.
Pretty
Yeah.
much.
Yeah.
Yeah, but as they cash you out, they say, "Thank you, come again."
Man. Hey, seriously though, we're rolling down there yesterday, and we take off plenty of time. We get some food along the way, and I feel like we're leaving Kansas, rolling into Oklahoma, and me and Gary looking at each other like, man, we're kind of getting out in the middle of nowhere here. You know what I mean? And and Gary even said, he goes, "No, I looked this up online. It's pretty nice. It looks pretty decent." Like, okay, we didn't know if it was a barn with a sign on the front. We didn't know.
Right.
And so we pull up there, and I have to tip my hat, man. I looked at that. I was like, "Oh, this is nice."
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
So what was we like? We was following the map, dude. It was like 1.9 mile away, and saw that deal. I was like, well, it's just a little over a mile away, and we're looking around. And it's like, who would put a casino out here in the middle of nowhere?
The Indians.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then we pop up in these giant signs. It's like, oh, it must be right here to the left.
Yeah.
Right here to the left.
Well,
No,
and there's, I guess there's no, I guess Missouri, there's just not a lot of casinos. I don't think there's like actual casinos in Missouri. So, that they call that Seneca, but that casino is actually in Wyandotte, Oklahoma. Same thing with downstream. It's just, it's 100 foot on the other side of Joplin, So they're smart. They know where to put them.
Yeah, you couldn't put the downstream any closer to Missouri and Kansas if you wanted to, and still have it in Oklahoma.
Right. No, it was definitely plotted right. So, but yeah, we'll get.
No, it was a nice place. I kind of scoped it out and went to see the ballroom, checked it out. We had done other events, and I'm not bagging on any of them, but casinos in general and hotels in general for that kind of thing can be a little hard to deal with sometimes. They're not real good about getting back to you always, but it was a good place. They took care of us. everything was good. The room was good. All the sound system and the AV worked, right off the bat. We didn't fight that, and the food was great. And I always wonder sometimes about catered food or whatever you want to call it, the assembly line, but they knocked it out of the park as far as I could tell.
Yep, agree.
Yeah, agree.
Did you go ahead and book it up for next year?
I didn't, but this time of year it's there. They got a little bit of slow time before it gets really stupid for Thanksgiving and Christmas. And they were more than happy when I dropped in there and wanted to get a date with the date that we had,
Good.
Oh yeah, that's that's an open day. We can fix you up on that. We don't have anything going that weekend. And
sure,
next weekend will be a different story, but
right.
No, they were more than excited about it. So they took care of us pretty well.
Good. I was excited for it all week, and I'm glad I was excited for it with high expectations because everything checked the box. It was super cool.
Appreciate that.
I think it did. I think everybody had a pretty good time, and I didn't. Nobody said, well, this sucked or that sucked. Everybody went away going, this was really cool, and that was the whole idea, to have some fun.
Yeah.
We even got a ride on the golf cart from the pickup to the front door from the valet guy.
Yeah,
or whoever he was.
Yeah. He pulled up and he's like putting him, and Gary's like, yeah.
He drove off.
So
and he came back. Rodney, get in. He said, Champ, you're getting a ride.
It was great, super great, and it was nice too because I know Ray and some others brought their motor home, so there was a parking out back for that, and it was a good time. We had like the after party out there, I think.
Yeah. Oh, did you really?
Yeah.
I didn't ever look out back there, but they said it was nice RV parking out back.
Oh, yeah. We had a fire going and
tall
reminiscing
tales
and telling lies, and
Well, if you were in there with Ray and Eric and those guys, there was tall tales being told, no doubt about
it. All of them. They went back to like 10th grade.
Yeah, I'll bet.
Hey, let's get some comments here on the outfit here. Ray says it was an awesome banquet. Thanks for putting that together. It was much appreciated.
You're welcome.
Alan Watts says had a blast. Thank you so much, guys.
You bet.
Lewis Martin Jr. says top-notch place and top-notch banquet. Great job, guys. Yes. Digging
cool. Well, thank you. We appreciate it. It was all, we did it all for the racers and the sponsors, and it was fun.
Yeah, agree.
We will be back next year.
Yeah. Well, and Gary and I, or maybe Larry was in here too, talking offline about it. It's you mentioned our last few years where you kind of did out of the back of your pickup truck night at the last event, and how it was a little chaotic for you, and for the racers too, it gives you a moment to kind of absorb the year and kind of think about like how your year went, and then to have that pause in between and then go and the way you guys did it to where you could take a moment to talk about your year or thank the people that supported you. It kind of gives you that stage, and if they want to bring family or good opportunity to do pictures or video, I mean, it was well thought out. It really was.
Yeah, I'd never done a deal quite like that. We're having all three guys, the top three together, but and some of the groups are better than others, and that's to be expected. Larry's involved with the Hall of Fame here next week. That's the next deal coming up next Saturday night, and he can tell you as well as I. Some people talk, and some people like the stage, and some don't so much. And they're a little bit stage shocked, but it just goes where it goes, and especially the top two races here, the top two classes here, and I've got that stuff in front of me from last night if we need to relay back to it, not that we have to, but those top two classes, the outlaw guys and you guys, the versus class, man, those races were tight, and Ray kind of had a post a little bit ago. I didn't get to read it all, but he was poking himself a little bit about being third. He was just the lowly third guy. But but that whole thing, that whole night could have went any which way too.
Right.
Still,
Yeah.
it
Agreed.
wasn't like anybody was out of that show until the very, very end.
Right.
That got talked about at the campfire also, that different scenarios could have played out and different result would have been, at the end.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah.
And the outlaw guys too. I mean, those guys, and we said it, and they know it, that every one of those guys was on the struggle bus last year, and and several cars that didn't even make it to a Titans race last year that were heavy hitters because they just couldn't get an engine program put together, and that whole thing. Adam comes from behind with half the races done and pulls right up in there to the third spot, and again, that could have just went any which way too. And it was not a big spread. Nobody was leading that and nobody was killing it.
Right. Yeah. No, both, like you said, it went down to Ozark, went down to the World Finals, and it was nice to hear some of those stories. Plus, it was nice to talking through when Adam, broke into the threes. That was a big deal for the year. So it was nice to recap that. Devin did a great job of doing that.
He did. Yep.
Yeah. And in the brown car, it was in the threes right behind him too.
It was.
I can't remember if it was the next week or the next week or two.
Yeah.
That car went threes as well. So it wasn't like the TNS gang was out there all by themselves, making the road rotate. Everybody's on top of them, and they know it.
Well, me and Al would go to whatever track we were going to, and I mean that was a discussion that we would have. Whether we be driving to Tulsa or Mocan or Ozark or Mid America, wherever we were going, it was who. Between obviously Russell had some trouble with his car this year and ended up having to get a new motor and stuff like that. But it was always who's gonna come out swinging this race? Is it going to be is Devin going to go number one qualifier, or is Adam? And it was funny because one race it would be Adam, he'd be a 402, 403, and then and I'm just throwing out numbers here, but then Devin would come back and run a 402, 403. I mean, there was, and then next round it would flip flop, and then Adam would be the fastest, and then Devin would be 100 or so behind him. It's like all year long after they got their cars all together and running good, everybody was just swapping back and forth of who was going to be the fastest at any given round. And then Russell shows up with his new motor, and he just needs a little more time to get that thing dialed in, and that car is going to be an animal. That car is impressive.
Because what did he run for best? He ran a 4.0 something too, didn't he?
I think Russell went at Street Machines, or he might have went down at the Radial Roundup. I think he went, I want to say 411 or 412, but motor needs some rings in it, which he's got those put in since then, and he said it really tightened that motor up, and it's going to be fast. So he's pretty excited to get it back out and go testing and go racing.
Yeah, no, it's exciting. That's exciting.
Hey, back on the Banquet for just a second, Larry. Now, everything last night was awesome. It was perfect. But after it was over last night, or even today during the day, Larry, you're out waiting for a deer to walk by, and Al, you're doing what you do. Had you thought about it and then thought, man, it was really great. It was awesome. Everybody loved it. But I want to tweak this for the next one. Is there any little tweaks you want to make for the next one?
I didn't think of anything today. I just was out in the yard doing the stuff I need to get done before we go on to another car show at another party, and then Thanksgiving, trying to get my stuff picked up around here while we got a few days. And so I really didn't think too much about it, but I don't have anything much that I would change that I could see, unless somebody's got some really great suggestion,
Yeah.
Yeah. I got one for you, Al.
Yeah.
If you could load an envelope full of $100 bills, and then when you see somebody, just give it to them.
Just give Goose a hug and pull out of a pocket.
Yeah, we'd have to do that. We could just pick his pocket and just start handing them out.
We can vote on it. We can vote on it right now for next year.
Yeah,
we'll vote it in committee.
Yeah.
My only thought.
Goose needs to bring about 10 stacks, and we just split it up.
Yeah.
Woo.
Yeah, my only thoughts was I really didn't have any as far as the Titan side went. I thought everybody enjoyed the meal. I thought the meal was great, and I thought the camaraderie was good. My only as I was sitting in the woods today hunting, my only thought of the whole thing was, crap, I hope it rains next weekend because I'm going to be stuck inside all weekend at a car show. And Al knows me very well. I absolutely hate car shows, and that's just not my bag. And but I got to be stuck there all weekend, and so I hope on the flip side, I hope it just rains all weekend and it's miserable cold. That way, I wouldn't have had anything else to do except just go to a car show.
Right. That's a good way to look at it.
Yeah. But we do have the Southwest Missouri Drag Racers Hall of Fame at that car show, and that's the one reason I do love the car show is because we do the Drag Race Hall of Fame Saturday night. So everybody needs to come out to that because we're putting Goose in as that on the Pioneer side, and it's going to be a really, really good time.
Very cool. Very cool. I saw that. I didn't know if Goose was an up and comer or a pioneer there when it got first coming out there, but I saw.
Yeah, he's a pioneer. Goose is an old truck puller, and not a lot of people don't even remember that or didn't know him back then. But he's an old truck puller and did that all over the country for quite a while. And then as the boys got bigger and they started racing, and of course then the grandkids, they used to roll in the track with a couple of cars and 4 juniors all in the trailer, and a whole troop of people, grandpas and grandmas and wives and ex-wives, and I don't even know. I had to ask Stanley Ray one day who all those people were, and he just started laughing. He said it's quite a clan, and it is a little bit hard to understand sometimes of all the Phillips Newberry goings on there, but they're all great people, and
like I say, Goose goes in on the Pioneer side, we talk about Goose all the time. Goose is that whole family, they're a great family, and that's just like all of our Titans racers. I mean, we sat there as I was, we was handing awards out last night, and just kind of looking out over the crowd there, and we had about 80 people there, but our first one was really good. And and I know I speak for Al, when we're talking about this, but when we're up there handing awards out and seeing everybody applauding and giving cheer for everybody, it really hit me last night. And I've drag raced for 27, 28 years, and but it really, and I've always went to the awards banquets, and it really kind of hit me last night. And I haven't even talked to Al about this, but it really kind of hit me last night as I'm in the room and we're giving the awards out, and we actually made it. It's almost like after year number 7 or year number 8, whatever it is now. I lose track of it, but last night it just kind of made it official. And as I looked out, I had to be pretty proud because I thought, these are my racers. These are Al's racers. This is the Titans racers. And man, what a awesome group of people. Everybody in that room last night they're class acts, and from helping each other. And last night, when Devin gets the award last night, he's world champion, and Adam's standing up there with him, and that was Devin's moment last night, and he spent most of his time giving kudos to Adam and the TNS team, first in the 3s, and all that. And I thought, man, you couldn't ask for more of a class act than the way Devin gave his speech last night and praising Adam and that team over there. I mean, that right there blew my mind last night. And I thought, man, I'm proud to be, you know, representing this organization, to be a promoter in this series, and it's just great.
Man, well said.
Yes.
Yeah, golly. No, that was a good moment there. There was a lot of teared up moments as I was thinking through this as well. You know, just people, you know, thanking their family or sponsors, but yeah, I mean, there was a lot of those types of situations. Did Gary and I kind of surprise you guys?
A little bit, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, a little
absolutely.
bit, and I still thank you for that. That means a lot, it really
Oh, yeah.
does. But there was several moments last night that were just a blast. You know,
Yeah.
I had the little Ayla Peoples up there before we started. I said, you need to come with me here. I said, number one, I don't want to scare you, but you're going to be first, and so you're not going to have anybody to follow or see what my idea is of what needs to go on. I
Right.
said, but we need you to say at least thank you or whatever, you know.
Yeah.
And I said, and Katie's not here, so you're kind of going to be on your own. And she looked a little freaked out first, but she says, well, I usually have plenty to say. I said, well, okay, that's good. That's good. And she is a little talker. She's hilarious, that little girl.
Yeah.
And but I brought her up front. I said, I want pick this thing up, and so I want you to know what you're going to grab onto here. I don't want you to drop it on your toe and break your foot, you know, because those trophies are heavy. And
Yes.
and she grabbed it, and I'm still holding it too. And she's going, "Oh my gosh, this is heavy." And I said, "No, I'm going to let go of it here. You take it, you know." And yeah, she was kind of blown away, but she had a hold of it. She had it down, you know.
Yeah.
And so that was fun, and she's just cute as can be, and just a sweet little kid. But that was fun with her, and you know, everybody. I had seen the food and checked it out, and the chef back there, he was a pretty cool guy. I talked to him for a minute, and everybody's eating and liking it. You know, it was good. Like I say, banquet food is tough, and it was great. And so he was back there. I said, "Come here, come with me." And that's when I come through the door, and I said, "Thank the chef," you know, and
Yeah.
everybody just gave him a unbelievable round of applause, you know.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that was spectacular. And
Yep.
I don't think he didn't expect that, you know. He was pretty blown away by all that. And he goes, this kind of a lively crowd, huh? And I said, yeah, they're kind of rowdy. They could be a little rowdy, but that's all right. You guys did a good job here, you know, and so that was fun. And you know, the rousing cheers of yeah, for sure, when Wendy asked if we wanted to keep doing waffles and bacon,
Right.
you know,
Yeah.
that was great, you know. And I just keep going 150 pounds of bacon, you know, like holy shit.
Yeah.
I think, and we've talked about this before, the Friday night, you know, bacon fry. I think that itself brought this whole series together, you know, as more of a family feel than what it's ever been. And you know, I think especially on Friday nights, everybody gets there and we do our deal on Friday night. You guys make your test passes and we go in, and then the race inside is over, and then everybody comes together as friends and family, and has a meal together and camaraderie, and I think that's done more for. I think other series and other, you know, racing series, you know, ought to do something like that. I think if more stuff like that went on after the races, I think drag racing as a whole would be more successful and a whole lot less headache.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That just
and
on a whim, right? That just happened on a whim.
That was all.
yeah, just because we didn't have a Waffle House in Kansas,
Yeah.
Yep.
Dang it.
you know.
And now
No,
I
it
look forward,
was a cool deal. You
you know,
guys' podcast too has made a huge difference, and I say that all the time. You know, people tune into this thing. These two silly guys just goading the racers and goading their friends and each other, and
Yep.
you know,
and it blew up.
and it's cool. It just gives people something to do on Sunday night, you know, so that's as far as Larry and I are concerned, that's been great. And
Yeah.
along with the waffle feed, really, it's kind of one thing, to be honest, in my mind. It's,
Yeah.
but it's
Yeah.
just changed the whole. It's changed the whole group, you know.
Yeah, the
And,
whole dynamic's different.
the whole dynamic of the thing. It really is, and you can see it. You know, mid-year we could see it.
Yeah.
It was huge, you know.
Yeah.
And then you turn around and you get a guy that and he was a little aggravated with us, you know, with the instant green lights and the people guessing the tree, and he wasn't very happy, you know. And I promised him, I said, we'll fix it. And that was Alan Watts, you know. And I said, I'll fix it, buddy. I said, you just tell me you're going to race with us and I'll fix it. And I'll show you. And he goes, well, I don't know how you're going to do that, but okay, I'm in, you know. And I think he'd tell you in a resounding hell yeah, we fixed it. And he had a great year and a lot
Yeah.
of fun. But that guy turns around and has a model built of Larry's night train, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, wow.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Wow.
That was awesome, and I had no idea that was happening. And I've already got it on my shelf in my house, and that was the best present anybody could have ever got me right there. My last 25 years is in that box right there.
Wow.
And it's a cool reminder and a closed chapter of my racing. But new ones are getting ready to open as we speak with my new car, and I can look in that little shadow box there and reminisce on the last 25 years we've had with it, and get a good smile about it.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome.
Well, and I think I'm pretty safe to say Olaire was without words there momentarily.
Yeah,
Yes.
I didn't know what to say. I was kind of fighting back the tears there, and I'm not an emotional guy, and I'm just kind of just not that way. I'm probably a little harder than I should be, and but that last night kind of that was a pretty tough moment, but very special and very thankful that I was able to experience that, and to have Alan build that for me was just a gesture of a true friend.
Sure.
Yeah, that was a great moment.
And then to finish it off with the fact that we didn't have to go to McDonald's this year, we got gift cards to Texas Roadhouse.
Yeah,
but real quick on going back to my little model there. Al tells me later that that Alan had called him a few times while building this. I guess Al knew about it, but he had called Al a few times, getting some details on what it was and kind of how it was done. And I mean, right down to the wheels was exact. And I mean, even down to the 2 toilet bowls and the hole cut in the hood. I mean, they got that as close as they could get it with model parts available. And I just looked at that this morning and I thought, man, this is pretty dadgum close to what I had, even down to the beadlock wheels. And I thought, this is crazy, and so it's great. It's right in my front room of my house. And I've got a little shelf. Most people don't know this, but I collect old oil cans, and not the repops that you get at Hobby Lobby or whatever but I actually collect old rusty oil cans. And one of the big deals that I collect is, the old popper oil cans that you poop, 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 that squirt with.
Oh, yeah.
I've got probably 30 of them in my house. And years ago, my grandpa had some, and he passed away years ago. But he had a couple of old oil cans out in his shop, and my mom said, years ago, she said, "Hey, do you want these for anything?" And I said, "Yeah, I'll take them." And so I brought them to my house, and that just kind of become a little collector for me. And so I got my buddies at work that I work with. A lot of them go to like estate auctions and stuff, and if they see a couple of oil cans there, they always pick them up for me. But I cleared a spot out on my oil can shelf, and that car sits right on the front and center with all the old oil cans around it and the all that. So it's a pretty cool little centerpiece. So I'm pretty proud of it.
Nice.
Awesome.
Very nice.
Yeah.
You were talking about fighting back tears. I was fighting back tears when old Watts thanks his thanked his dad. You know what I
Oh
mean?
man,
Absolutely.
That was
Yep.
awesome.
I was just thankful I didn't have to follow that on the microphone after Alan took his his
No.
acceptance speech. I thought, and I'll tell a quick story, and I hate to ramble on here, but we had an old owner at Springfield or Ozark Raceway Park that we put in the Hall of Fame a couple years ago, and it was Ted Jones. He was the former owner of Ozark Raceway Park, way back in the early '90s, and it was a very emotional, very heartfelt. He had just passed away, and it was the family that was there, and I knew I had to follow him, and I was the next up as a presenter, and they come walking out with their 1992, 93. The whole family had their original Ozark Raceway Park, or back then it was Ozark International Raceway, and they come out with their original Ozark International Raceway crew uniforms on. And then it turned into a, very heartfelt speech. And I knew, oh my God, I got to follow this. And there was not a dry eye in the house. I mean, I was bawling, Al was bawling, all the committee was bawling, the crowd was bawling. And then there I was with the microphone. I had to walk off and go gather myself and walk back on, and I couldn't even. I was just sound like a quivering third grader, trying to give a speech, at a school play. That's how I sounded. So I kind of felt for Al last night when he had to follow up on Alan's deal. So kind of knew where he was going to have to be on that. So thankful it wasn't me.
Oh man. Yeah.
Now those deals can be tough, but you just got to keep on.
But that's someone's moment, and when that happens, it's that special, and you celebrate with them.
Yeah.
But yeah, that Jones family deal, that was a tough one. Those girls come out, and it was Ted's daughter that did that accepted the award and did the thing, and they're sweet girls too, and they were friends with everybody back in the day. You know how it gets when you run the track.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
But yeah, there they had their old crew uniforms, their crew shirts from when I think Ted Jones was like, I don't remember, 88 to 91 or something like that.
Yeah.
Or 88 to 92, something like that. And so they were some pretty old crew uniforms, but they were still looking good. They must have had them hanging up and stored away somewhere.
Right.
Yeah. But that was a big moment. That was a big Hall of Fame moment for sure. Yeah. Back to these two silly bastards that give us Texas Roadhouse cards. I didn't know what to say exactly. So, but thank you guys. That means a lot.
What did you think when we first walked up? What were you thinking there?
Oh, who knew what you two were up to?
I didn't know what. Hey, there's one thing I've come to expect is you're hanging around Goose too much, because now we can't trust you like we did in the beginning.
Oh man!
So for all I knew, you were going to hand us a whoopee cushion. I didn't have.
Right.
We go through the pits now. We go through the pits now and see you two together. And if me and Al, rolls in right in the pickup, it's like, what are these two knuckleheads up to now? Because we don't know if it's if you're plotting and scheming with Goose or what you guys got going on, whether you're stealing chairs or butchering hogs in your trailer. It's you guys. It's another level now.
Right.
So. Oh man.
Well, I looked out the crowd. You guys got a standing ovation. Do you remember that?
I guess I kind of don't, but that's cool. It's hard to do those things, harder than people think, because and I've always got notes. You guys may not notice, but I've always got notes because I forget what I'm doing, and it's hard to remember it all, and I guess I kind of do remember it now that you say it, that everybody was standing.
Well, there was a lot of water around your eyes, so you might not have been able to see it.
Yeah. I was a little choked up. I was
blurry.
That's great.
A little choked up. It's nice to know that people do appreciate what you do. It doesn't always feel like that. Be honest,
Yeah.
It's, when the heat's on and the pressure's up and everybody's racing, it's competitive, and it's and drag racing's a 50-50 deal. Someone's a winner and someone's a loser, and that's just how it works, and in the heat of the moment, it can be heated,
Yeah.
and
Agreed.
I always say it's a lot easier to chew the promoter's ass than to give him kudos,
Yeah.
and that's part of it. And I'm used to that, too. And
Okay.
but I will tell people, and that we don't really say it, but before you jump on Paul Head and come find me and chew my ass. That's all I'm going to say about that.
Yeah. And that's somebody that, speaking of Paul Hedden, and I know he'll probably be listening on this, with the gift card that you guys gave me, I will be including Paul Hedden in that as well with us. Because Paul Hedden is such a huge part of this series. He's the lane guy, and Titans wouldn't be what it is without Hedden in the lanes, and he just does a great job, and I don't myself, and I know Al feels the same way. We don't want anybody else in the lanes other than Hedden. He does a great job, and he's a smack talker and gets right in the middle of it, and I know when you guys come up for the chip draw, he's a big part of that. Actually, and you talked about if we wanted to change anything for the different, and I actually did. There was actually a moment last night where we were dismissed up to to go to the food line, and so this morning I was sitting here before I went hunting, and actually thinking about it in the woods. Next year, I want to have the tables numbered, and this is a kind of a tip of your hat to Hedden for what he does, and so whether we have 20 tables or 15 tables, I want to put a chip in the bucket and shake it up and go around and have Hedden with a chip bucket and go around to have a designated puller at each table, and whatever number is pulled, that's the order you go in to get your food.
Okay.
I thought about that. I thought that's what we need to do, just for the spirit of Titans, for little Titans. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Sure.
So
Awesome.
we'll probably make that happen for next year.
That's funny.
You just remember it and remind me, because I won't remember it, Larry.
Yeah, I will. I actually thought about that this morning. I thought, how cool would that have been to walk around with, and then you could have we could have the Rodney tip in there and get the dealers puller. If he can, if he wins at his table, gets to go first. So
yeah, that'd be a fun idea, no doubt about it.
Yeah.
Let's catch up on some comments here for a second. There's Mrs. Harper. She said she forgot there's a podcast tonight. How could you do that, Mrs. Harper? Come on.
How could you show that?
Man. From the Goose House, Donna says, this is Mrs. Goose. I'm sorry, guys. Sorry for Goose giving us bad influence. Mr. Harper says, Al and Larry are the greatest guys to deal with, and they run a great program.
Thanks, buddy. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Harper.
Well, and I'll tell you what, and then I'm going to flip-flop that. I'm going to tell you, I think Mid-America runs one of the greatest tracks in this area as well. No doubt about that. Harper knows how to put the super tune on the surface, and
right.
we go to Mid-America, and there is no doubt, zero, zip, zilch, nada. It's going to be a great track.
Yep.
And he and Gary will work till it is, and both of them, they both do a great job, and we've become good friends. I keep them. I consider them good friends.
Yeah, Mrs. Harper, she knows how to run a race program, and you see her walking through the pit. She's got her notepad, and I can honestly say, me and Al prepare a lot during the week, and for the upcoming, and I feel like I'm rambling here, but we feel like, through the week and weeks prior, there's a lot to do, and I'm going to apologize to Al here, and I haven't said it all year, and I've felt bad all year. I've had a rough year as far as with my wreck and everything, and I didn't get to do. I wasn't able to be very hands on this year, and I want to apologize to Al for that. And next year is going to be different, and but when we prepare, weeks in advance for these races, and you're getting this and you're getting checks and you're doing this and you're making sure everything's in your house is in order. But when we roll into Mid-America, that is the one race and the one facility that, me and Al may get to watch a few rounds of racing, or we may be able to go around and visit a few people, during race day, because the Harpers got it.
Yep.
They know how to run that facility, and we come to their house and they're like, we got it. It's good. Just do your deal. But honestly, they're doing their deal because they run such a tight ship over there that, it makes mine and Al's job really easy once we get to Mid-America, and we appreciate that.
Yeah. Agree.
Yep.
And that's not to take away from any of the other track operators.
No.
They all do a good job.
They all do great.
They all do a good job, and we've gotten, they know our program now at this point, and we kind of know how each place runs, and so it's not a big hassle.
No.
You still don't get to see a lot of racing.
Very little.
You might get to see a couple passes, and then something comes popping up that distracts you. But all the tracks do a great job too.
Yeah, they do.
Some we help out a little bit more than others and have to do some stuff, but it's part of it. It's how it works.
Yep.
Sure.
But this all started with Hedden, and my wife was asking me today on the way home from church, what is, and she's not involved with Titans or racing at all for the most part. She was there last night, which she doesn't go to a whole lot of racing stuff even. So it was fun to have her along.
Right.
But she said, well, so what does Hedden do? And I said, well, he runs the lanes. And she said, what's that mean? And I said, well, he does the chip draw, he pairs the cars. And I said, I can do that. Larry can do that. But I said, somehow Hedden can, I said, it just goes smoother for him. He gets those guys lined up and they do what he needs them to do. I said, and he can act like an idiot. He can act like he's gay. He can just, he's just Hedden, he's just Hedden. He's just Paul, and I don't know how he gets by with it, but those guys get in line and they get their crap together and get paired up. And if I had to do it, I'd be over there and I'd be pissed off half the time, going, "Come on, man, let's get in line here, let's go." And he can make it fun, and they're none of them are mad, and
Yeah.
and it's just way better for him doing it than me being frustrated or Larry being frustrated. And
yeah,
he does a great job. And while we're on that one, Mikey does a great job too announcing. We don't use him at every track, but when Mikey's there announcing, he does a great job. And he's a good announcer. He knows what's going on with the cars and and stuff. And so he goes wherever we need him to go. And Melissa does a great job doing photography.
Yes.
She's a great addition too. And my wife was asking me about her last night on the way home, and she says, "So you guys kind of brag Melissa up a little bit. What's that about, or whatever?" And I said, "Well, we've had people take pictures, and said, but Melissa's she'll call the track, make sure it's okay that she's coming, which we already got her clearance to come to photograph anyway. But she always calls the track anyway. She's always where she needs to be. For the most part, you don't even see her. She's not in the way. She's not bothering anybody. She's not where the track people don't want her, she's just busy doing her thing.
And she takes great pictures.
And she's learned all the way through where to get the good shots, and she's never a problem. She's always doing what we need. And if I call her and I say, hey, I need a picture for this, or I need a picture for the new flyer this year, whatever, and she'll send me stuff over, and no watermarks and no whining about we can't just use her pictures, those are her pictures, not ours, and blah blah blah, and it just she just takes care of us and does a great job too. And my wife asked me yesterday why I'm bringing flowers. She said, why do you got flowers here? And I said, we got this girl. I said, we don't pay her. We don't pay her. We don't pay her anything. She sells pictures. She's totally self-supporting, said she deserves something,
Yeah.
And, I'm not that decorative to decorate the stage with flowers,
Yeah.
And that was great. She had no idea that was her bouquet of flowers.
Well, we had her silent. We had her silent for a few seconds there too. So
Right.
Oh yeah.
yeah, that was a pretty good deal. Pretty fun moment last night too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Fantastic.
Mrs. Harper says running the lanes is super important, and Paul does an amazing job. I would hire him in a heartbeat if he would take the job.
No, you can't have him.
Can't have him.
Yeah.
Pull him over. Pull him over.
Alan Watt says, Melissa Morrow, can't thank you enough for the amazing work you do. Memories that will last my lifetime. That's from Alan Watt. Yep.
That's the truth right there.
And the Newberry household says Melissa does an amazing job.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah, and I think she's on here. I hope she's on here tonight. I think she is. Yeah, I thought she was. Yeah. So, but anyway, thank you to her.
Yes, thank you very much. Looking forward to having her back in 2026. And so, as a side note, she brings her son Luke along, and he's been a great asset as well. He sets he sells our T-shirts for us, and works the event tent, and Luke's done an amazing job this year, and he's enjoyed being a part of the Titan series, and we want to thank him as well, because he's done a great job.
Yeah. See him over there.
And my goal for next year for him is to get him to talk.
Right.
Yeah. I think he might have said. Hey, how you doing to me? I might have got that out of him one time this year. So
that's my goal, is to get him to talk. And he's young. He's not. I can't remember if he's 14 or 15. He's not very old. So he looks a little shell shocked sometimes there with all the people coming at him with shirts and whatever, But yeah,
my goal for him next year is to have him say, like, "Hey, dude, what's up to me?" or something like that.
Yeah. And how can I help you?
Yeah, but no, he's done a phenomenal job, and we appreciate him. Yes,
he did a good job. He really did. We're just gonna make him talkative yet, though.
Yeah. So, Luke, if he's on here listening, just know next year.
Yeah, just know it's coming.
Me and Al's going to break that shell around you.
Need to stick Goose on him. That'll ruin him.
Oh man, that'll ruin him.
Well, we can have Goose steal his chair.
Yeah. There you go.
Says he's laughing. She's watching.
Because we all know Goose is good at stealing lawn chairs.
Yeah, I'm not sure that I want to scare that poor kid with Goose.
Yeah.
That might be a little bit too much. We might need to warm him up. We might need to warm him up a little different direction first.
Yeah.
Hey, Mr. Harper says, congratulations to all the champions, but I wanted to take a minute to say great job, Hot Rod, on your limited champ. Woo!
Yeah, thank you. Appreciate that, buddy. Absolutely.
Where's that applause button, Gary?
I mean, you roll over here and hit the old applause button.
Nice.
Yes.
There you go. Sorry, I had to move around here. I got to get my phone charger stuck in. So
no worries.
Low.
Melissa says, that's popped in there. Melissa says our whole house is laughing in tears.
Oh yeah. Then I said I'm going to get Luke to talk.
Yeah.
Oh, he loves Goose. Uh-oh.
Oh, there
He
we go.
loves Goose.
Man, my
Uh-oh.
goodness.
Gauntlet thrown.
Oh,
Yeah.
no.
That's funny.
That is funny.
Lewis Martin Jr. says, Alan, Larry, sure seems like you all have created more than just a racing series. It's something all racers can be proud to be a part of. Thank you, guys.
Yeah, we've created a monster is what we've done.
Yes. And having a blast.
That community.
Yeah,
Yes.
for sure. But yeah, it was fun to see it all last night. That makes it kind of worthwhile.
Yep.
You know. And I guess I maybe kind of missed the standing ovation thing, but thank you to everybody that was there. It's huge. It's
Yeah.
huge. Just to,
Yeah.
not that I'm a big attention whore, but it's huge to be appreciated.
Yeah.
It's what I told Ayla. It's easy to be it's easy to be a gracious giver, but it's harder to be a gracious receiver.
Right.
You know.
Yep.
Mrs. Harper says, did anyone get up and do the flash mob dance when Hot Rod got his award?
They should have. They should have. We should all got our cameras, our phones out, and turn the light on, turn the camera.
Oh,
You
my
know.
goodness. Oh, my
Redo, let's go back. Everybody, let's go back. Let's go.
Yeah.
Take two.
We could have waved them back and forth,
Yeah.
saying "Kumbaya" or done something,
Yeah. I thought Alan Watts was going to get a flash mob going there for a second when
there for a second. Yeah,
That was great. That was one of the best moments of the whole deal right there.
Yeah.
You know? I think he may have just had one too many Mick Ultras last night,
Hey, that's all right.
Yeah, but then when they wanted him to do it again and get a picture, he wasn't having any of it.
Wow.
Then.
That's right.
No, Melissa charged right over there with the camera.
Yeah.
And,
Oh yeah.
having it.
That was just for in-house. That wasn't for social media. That was in-house only.
For sure.
She did when she walked away, she did turn and say, I'll get you. She said she'll get him. She's gonna catch him.
It wasn't half as bad as Mitch and Hedden all decorated up with body paint with flowers on their bare torsos.
Yeah,
that one's etched in my mind forever.
Mhm.
And I don't even remember what that was about or what they were doing, but they were backing cars up out here at Ozark, and those two fools got their shirts off and they're all painted up with flowers all up and down. Oh my gosh.
that was the same night that Nick Brown dressed up in the BK King and backed up Jamond in his pro mod.
Yeah.
Guys, did you guys ever hear about that story?
I think we heard about that.
Huh?
I think we heard about that.
Did you?
Yeah.
Yeah. That was one of the best moments at ORP
Yeah.
years ago, man. I'll that's one that's etched in my mind. And
But who was Mitch and Hedden backing up? I don't even remember who that was.
Casey Campbell and Keith Goolsby, I think.
Was it? Those okay.
Somebody like that, but anyways, but yeah, that was
There was some money involved or something, or a charity involved.
it was a charity deal. Yeah, it was a charity deal back then, and it was lost bet, and they had to go back up shirtless,
Yeah.
There you go.
and you could, and I forget, somebody said they were trying to back up in the groove, and the drivers of the cars, he said they were laughing more inside than they was trying to focus on where to go. They were trying to they were trying to keep it together while they were being backed up, so yeah, it's probably not real safe,
There you go.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Gary, how we doing on photos? Get us started?
We got some lined up here. Ba-dum.
Yeah, we've been rambling on. Sorry.
Right. No, we just let me move us over here. We just snagged a few on our way in of the casino sign and the outside of this place. It was super cool, super nice, really cool facility.
Yes.
Yeah, how about that big fireplace right in the entrance? Was that not cool?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that was cool. And this was a view from our 6th floor room. That's looking at the RV park.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
Cool
The
view
time
out
of
there.
year was perfect with the leaves turning colors. It was beautiful.
Yeah.
What floor was you guys on?
6.
On
Penthouse.
floor 6.
Yep. That's the entrance of the ballroom hallway, I guess you'd call it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
This is the table of the plaques and the trophies. There's Rodney in the background on that big screen.
So speaking of the trophies, Rod, you're going to have to, those things are heavy, as you well know, but you're going to have to build a special special shelf in your garage to hold the weight of it, or
that's what the girls were talking about tonight. Yeah.
Have you found a designated place for that to be on display? You're going to have to build something special for it.
I think so. I want to kind of, I was telling Gary, I got some, event things like this, the Titans year, for this, the trophy and the checks and all the stuff that comes with it, the certificates, the gold card, and then, with like Mid-America with setting the record with the belt and then the WDRA Race for the Rod Award, and put that in a separate part, just kind of break it up a little bit, I think is what I'm trying to figure out.
Well, so you know, the rods and pistons were all those are out of LS Motors. They come from Show Me Speed. Wes donated all the rods and pistons.
Oh man!
Okay, and the planetary sets were from Grant Carson. I drove all the way to Girard, Kansas, and picked them up, and we got those out of a chicken house where that he keeps his old junk transmission parts stored in. So I think there's some old like 182 planets and some old 180 or 176s that they don't use anymore. So I said I need all your old planets you got, and so I got rods and pistons from Show Me and planetaries from Kansas. So there's your flying piston trophy.
It is a great little thing to put together there, and the powder coating, the nice little plaque, and no, it's great.
Yeah, and that was just another one of those silly things that what can we make that's different and cool?
Yeah, absolutely.
It just. But Larry was apologizing for not being any help this year, and I was going to tell you, there isn't always a lot to do, but I was buried with crap here, and you had your arm bummed up, and I told you, I said, I need you. What I truly need is you to go chase down those parts.
Mm-hmm.
I went and got those planetaries, like I don't know, 6 days after my wreck or something like that, and I got a 3/4 ton 4-wheel drive pickup, and I drove out, and of course I had those broke ribs, and I was miserable, and but I drove out to Kansas and got those, and had no business driving. It might have been a week or so, but I could barely walk, and so I go out there and I pick the planetaries up, and as I'm driving out there, it's like once you get past Joplin, the Kansas roads aren't in that best of condition, and of course my truck ride's rough anyways. It's 3/4 ton, and so I finally get out there, and I'm hurting, and so I get out, and Grant Carson, I don't know if you guys know Grant Carson, a big Mocan racer, and but he owns Speedy's Automotive in Girard, and I hop out of the truck, and he looks at me and he goes, and I'm just going to say it. He just said, "You look like hell, dude." And I said, I said, let's get these loaded up and let's get out of here. I said, I'm hurting. And, but I was able to go down and track those down, and I was glad I was able to help do that. But Al's right. I mean, it's just, the end of the year stuff like that, just getting everything rounded up, and, it does take a lot. And, but I was happy I was able to go get that and help out in that case, and be a little more part of it, be more hands on that deal, because for a couple months there I was not hands on at all. And poor old Al was doing everything, and but it was nice to contribute on that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Alan Watts says Dad said he's got some planetaries for you.
We'll take all you can get.
There you go.
Because I'm going to tell you all those he wants to get rid of.
Well, and I'll tell you real quick, because we've done this deal for 8 years, and we've always got them from D&J, and because everybody puts 180s or 158s in now or whatever, but I'm telling you, you cannot hardly find a set of 182s or 176 stock Planet carriers anymore. They're just not out there, and they're disappearing fast, and so, as of 8 and 8, so when we've built about, 64 trophies at this point. I'm not for sure that there's any 182 and 176 planetaries left in this.
Well, people used to run them and blow them up. And
Oh
now
yeah.
now nobody runs them hardly anymore.
Yeah.
You know, if you got any kind of car at all, you got to put an aftermarket set in.
Yeah.
And so they're just not laying around all these tranny shops anymore.
Right.
So if Alan's dad's got some, we'll take all that you have.
Just
We'll even buy them from you. You know,
Oh, man.
bring them to Centerville next spring
Yep.
and throw them in my truck or whatever, Larry's truck or whoever's there. You know.
Yep.
No, we'll turn them into trophies for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. We got some more pictures. We had some just random shots. You got a selfie with Mr. Larry.
Yep.
Woo-hoo.
There, yep. There's Rodney, and that was a really cool picture there.
With the winning car.
Yeah.
Winning borrowed car. That's right. That was a game changer.
Mr. Goose made me.
That's Goose's picture there.
Yeah. But
you might want to get him a copy of that and frame it so he can hang it up in his office.
I think he just might get one. You saw me walking away with a big old tube of things from Melissa. I think I made her Christmas bonus there, and but part of when we were coming back with Jason, though, I told him I was going to posterize that picture for him, and so sent that over to him yesterday. I get a frame, and we'll get it over there to him. So yeah, she did a fantastic job putting that together.
Yeah.
Yeah, there it is. The pretty car. That's exactly
the pretty car. Not just pretty.
I can't hardly see from here because the picture is small, but is that one got dirty wheels on it?
It does.
Dirty wheels.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
That's funny. But yeah.
Look at this crew. Man.
Me and two minds right there.
That's exactly what that is right there. You can know there's some in-depth conversation going on that no one ever.
Yeah.
I was like, you want me to do what? You want to do what with a hog?
Yeah, that's a 90% chance that's clowning around going on there too.
That's exactly right.
Next year when Goose comes to the races, I want to have a sign with a piece of duct tape, and when I get there on Friday morning, and we're just going to stick it on his back that just says prankster. He can walk around all weekend with a prankster on his back, you know.
That's awesome.
Oh man.
But no, he honestly, you know, the Hall of Fame thing and him going in as a pioneer, he's the godfather, grandpa godfather. I don't know, whatever you want to call him, you know. But he's the godfather of that whole TNS team and for Ozark Raceway Park as well. He does lots of stuff out there during all the years when I was the track manager, and he was always involved with helping out with something, bringing out some asphalt to fix holes or bringing out when we had to fix the concrete, you know, when we fixed the launch pad and extended it. He's the one that's out there with the excavator and the equipment and the trucks to dig that out. And he helped us tile it, you know, so the water would drain and moved all that dirt that we dug up, you know, over there by the fuel tanks to level that up and make that into parking. And the same thing when we dug the pit out down on the big end and changed that, put the catch net down there and filled all that up with P-rock. He dug all that out and hauled all that out of there.
You know, and
he never stops. He's always helping out there too.
You know, and that's the deal, you know, and I'll say this real quick because I know you want to look at some other pictures, but we all give Goose a hard time, and Goose likes to give a hard time. Yep. But at the end of the day, Goose's main concern, I don't care where you go, whether it's Mocan, whether it's Ozark, his concern is where can I help? And that's, you know, and that's the way Goose is. You know, Goose will help you at the drop of a hat, whether, like I say, what Al talked about with ground maintenance, with if he's got a piece of equipment in a dump truck that will work there, you'll have it. And that's, you know, even with sponsorship with juniors, or if there's a class out there and they're a little bit short or whatever, Goose has always been the one that says, what do I need to do? How can I help? And that's, you just can't thank the guy enough. That's who Goose is.
Yeah.
Hey, Melissa says, I think she's talking about the Hall of Fame deal. She says it took the list coming out for next weekend for me to know he has a name other than Goose.
That's his CB handle.
That's awesome.
Stanley.
This stuff, we got some pictures here, kind of gets into the meat of the you doing the awards presentations. This kind of the beginning of you guys getting things wound up. And I think we got everybody.
Petro, yep.
Matt, his award.
I gotta give props to San Petro there for a minute. I kind of give him a hard time when he walked in last night because Matt's a straight shooter and always has been, and we're really good friends. I told him, I said, what's up with you showing up in a bow tie? Because he had a little bow tie on, nice, nice shirt, nice shoes, and he said, I never get the time to celebrate myself. And I thought, how cool? I said, how cool is that?
Yeah.
Is this the first championship for him?
Yep.
Yep, I thought it was.
Yeah. And he said, I don't get to celebrate myself very often. And I said, man, well done.
I just figured he was big pimping,
Yeah, but and he doesn't like the name the terrorist. And I call him that because I'm kind of that way. If I know something aggravates somebody, I tend to kind of just keep it going. That's just my demeanor. And so he told me the first time, he said, man, can you find a better name for me? He said, man, I really just don't care for that. I said, yeah, no problem. I've been calling him that ever since. And,
he looked a little, I didn't know. He looked at his check last night, and I said, I didn't write the terrorist on it. I said, this is a championship check. I said, it just needs to have your name. And he looked at me like he was kind of disappointed.
Yeah, and so I told him, I said, we didn't put the terrorist on there, because we had done that for a couple checks this year. I mean, I've put it in quotations, and he would just roll his eyes, whatever, But, did he not live up to that name this year? Holy cow, he about sent us into Chapter 7 bankruptcy. He won like everything we had, So it was great. He done a killer job, man.
We say he don't like to celebrate himself, but he like earned enough points to win 4 years of championships.
Yeah.
Man,
he come out swinging, and he did not look back all year. And I'll tell you this because I know Alan's on here too, but I've seen Alan bracket race over the years, and when him and Petro was up there getting the awards last night together up there, I'm thinking, I bracket raced for years and been amongst those guys, and I thought, here's two hardcore, hard-nosed bracket racers standing up here right now that I would hate to say in the last 4 or 5 years how many hundreds of round wins between those two guys that was up on the stage last night. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Oh, and I can promise you, Alan Watts is coming for him next year.
Oh, 100%. 100%.
Alan says he wished he was cool enough to wear a bow tie.
Yeah.
Now you know what it takes.
That's right.
It's a certain kind of pimping. That's for sure.
Alan says Matt Stampetro has big things ahead of him, and I will be a fan for life.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep. Matt knows how to play the game and play the numbers game with bracket racing, and he's on another level. He's good. He's very, very good.
There's he does a good job.
Yeah, good at it. Devin and Adam. Kind of a little bigger picture of you guys, Al and.
Oh yeah, with Devin. Your picture's a little when I'm looking at my phone, so it's hard to see.
Small. Yeah, Devin and Abner, and Devin's got the piston in his hand. There's Mr. Rod.
He's not setting that down. He's got a death grip on that.
Yeah, he's clutching that bad boy.
No
kidding. He heard you tell Tyler, don't drop it on your foot.
Got the death grip on that thing. I don't want to drop it.
No kidding.
Yeah. Oh, Ray, he's go back there. He's just great to race with, man. We we had a great time talking here, and then a little later on as well, and just happy for him and his son and the racing that they do. Is just a lot of fun. That Arkansas group brings a lot of energy, and it was a good time always.
Yeah, I mean, Centerville come out swinging this year with their whole group that they brought to every race, and just the whole Centerville gang as a whole was a huge part of the Titans family this year. And I mean, they showed up and showed out at every race, and and I'm gonna give props to Eric and Sonny. Same way with Goose, and Sonny was racing, and Eric was racing the series every race. But we would roll in there, and they were always there early on Friday. They were one of the first ones there. Ray Parsons and Eric and Sonny and that Centerville group. A lot of times they would beat me and Al to the racetrack, and when they had their cars unloaded. But Eric would come to the window of Al's truck. I mean, it was just like clockwork every single race. It wasn't, man, I can't wait to race this weekend. Blah, blah, blah. Man, my car's going to run good. I'm excited to race. The first thing he said when he walked up to the window was, let me know if I can help in any way, or let me know if you guys need any help. That was the first thing that come out of Eric's mouth every single race this year. And then Friday night, Sonny was there helping cook bacon and waffles, and they come to race, but they also came to be a part of the helping team that it requires to put one of these races on. And hats off to those two. It was incredible.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, great group.
But it was fun to see. Finally, felt a little bit like we maybe arrived. There was a strong group that come out of the Centerville track,
Yep.
And that was the whole idea of this thing to start with. You go to the various tracks, and you're trying to pick up a group of racers from that track, and of course the ORP homeboys, they've always been a part of it. We've always had a group that followed us from Ozark, but we finally kind of arrived. There's a group, you were talking about them from Centerville. There's the group of Oklahoma guys that are mostly 580 guys that follow with Huddleston's and those guys,
Dale Seltzer and Dwayne and all those guys.
All those guys, Dale Gebhardt, that was a group that started following. You go over to you guys' area, and you've created a group over there, Mid-America and you guys. There's a group of people that follow from that area. It's just, it finally kind of took on what we had kind of envisioned in the beginning, was to get a group of people from different places going,
and I'm gonna before we roll on, I'm gonna add to that, Al, because we pulled these racers from these other tracks to follow the series. And the good thing about it is, people don't understand a lot of times that we got 6 races a year. Well, we have to schedule these races because the last thing me and Al want to do is hinder the home point system for the racers. Whether you run bracket points at Centerville, or you run shootout points at Ozark, bracket points at Ozark, bracket points at Mocan, we got to try to correlate all that so these guys can come to our races and still not miss a home points race. And it can be kind of challenging at sometimes, but that just shows the dedication that these groups of people that we've pulled is. Not only are they running points in our series, but they're also running the points at their home track on their home point series, and it's quite a feat to do that. And for the racer, on the racer side of it, it's quite an expense to do that, and to run 2 point series, and for the group that we've pulled from each track to do that, and essentially pull double duty for those guys all year long, man, hats off. It's that's a financial big deal, and for have you guys roll into, Centerville and then pull all the way up to Mid-America. It's like when we rolled in there and, seeing, Michael Yielding and Earl Free and all those guys, and Sonny and Eric, and, they're sitting there and they're unloaded and they're laughing, having a good time. I thought, man, these guys just pulled 6 hours and they got it. And then, some of them left early or late Saturday night after the race so they could, because Centerville had a points race on Sunday morning.
Wow.
And they were so dedicated to Centerville and Titans. They hauled butt home on Sunday morning so they could be ready for round one for their home points race for the bracket race on Sunday. So
Dang.
I mean,
Wow.
that's the dedication that these guys have got, and it's insane, and I love it.
That's
You
awesome.
you guys posted the 2026 schedule this week, and we saw 2 or 3 local-ish guys like Hutch area in here, like AJ Taylor and a couple other guys, comment on their sharing of the post saying, hey, I think next year we're going to chase this series.
I've seen that.
Yes. Yep. We're sure AJ had a blast with you guys. Chris Paget, he's a 580 guy. He can run the 530 stuff also, but he wants to chase it. And I think some other guys up around where he's at. So
AJ Taylor is no slouch to index racing. Holy cow. He's a stud out there.
Yeah.
He had a great time.
Yeah.
Here's another picture of Rod and his cool pictures. And that's my hand modeling against the wall, holding the top of his neck up because it would not stay up.
I was watching. I don't remember who I was talking to, but I was standing there watching that struggle bus going on.
It was.
As Rodney's trying to get those things to stand up on there, and he'd just get them stood up, and then it would fall over.
Yeah.
And
I donated a hand.
I'm thinking somebody should go over there and help that poor guy.
Yeah.
But Gary finally did stick his hand in the picture there.
Yeah. This is really cool here.
Yeah. Now, as I got home, the girls just wanted to hear all the story from the night before, and Lauren come out and just thought it was the greatest stuff here to see everything, and just had a good time here when we got back and showing them all the stuff we got, and just made our weekend.
That's such a clean car.
Whew.
I love it.
Yeah, Goose can make fun of you driving, winning this thing in the pretty car, but
I know, right?
That's a pretty car too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's super clean. Another picture of some goods on the wing and trunk.
Yeah. Well, and that little certificate on the left there too, the horsepower proving grounds, that's pretty awesome. I wasn't expecting that. And then Al, I know you went above and beyond on that thing on the right for the gold card, so I appreciate that.
Yeah. Well, I had them made. I just needed to dig that file out and print some more, and I get tired sometimes and I get lazy, and so last year I didn't print them, and but they needed to get printed,
Yeah.
And so we kind of talked about that the other day, and I thought, I need to dig that up. I got it. I had to go find it, but
yeah, my wife said that's a cool hat.
And print it.
Yeah, thank you. My wife changed it. That's a cool hat, and I was like, check this on the back. It had the class and champion stuff, so it's kind of one of a kind. So that's really cool.
Yep. Hats off to Christy Christy and Dave Gott out at D&J Components. They've always done that. They've always made all the hats and for the champions, and then they get all of our checks and stuff made for us. And D&J Components has been a huge part of this series for so many years, and just appreciate everything they've done for us. And they said we'll take care of the hats, and they don't buy cheap hats. They spend the money and get nice fitted hats for everybody, and they're you can be proud wearing them for sure.
Well, and staying with that, when I was looking at the pictures I took. We got one with Adam, and he had that hat on, and I was telling Gary, I go, I bet that's his hat from last year. I bet it's got the championship.
Yep.
Yeah. So he wore it, last night. That was cool.
Right there.
Yep.
Yeah, right there.
Yeah, I'm sure. Well, I didn't look, but I'm sure it was his hat from last year.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah. Moving on, here's Austin with his award and big check.
Man, he's kind of like Matt. He came in the last event, kind of had it handled. I think that's the only 2 classes, though.
Yeah,
He had it covered, and Matt had it covered too. They opened the points up earlier on and just kept leading it, But
yeah, because I think Austin won Centerville. He won the first race too.
yeah.
And he had momentum from that first race at Centerville, and man, we pulled the chips on that, and I mean it fell right in his lap, and he ran with that deal, and man, he didn't look back, and and I think I remember he made a post on Facebook, and they'd popped some head gaskets in the motor or something like that, and
Right.
it was sometime during the year, and they had it back together, and they was able to come to the race that weekend, and once again it was just dedication to be there, and it's just amazing to see it unfold.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah, there was no quit in that team.
None.
Nope.
No.
There's Alan with his trophy.
Yep.
Mr. Dale Gebhardt.
The coolest gremlin ever.
Yeah,
what's that?
Right.
The coolest gremlin ever.
Oh yeah.
Have you guys got acquainted with those 580 guys?
A little bit. They came on the show.
That whole group is awesome, and you talk about giving each other a hard time all the time. I mean, they know how to dish it out amongst themselves as well, and I got to give kudos to those guys. Guys like Dwayne Bryant, Jim Berkey-Bile, all those guys. Those guys are big time, fast racers, 420 guys. Outlaw 10.5 guys back in the day. Those guys are no stranger to going fast. Big blower motors and turbo motors and everything that like Jimmy's had and Dwayne's had and all those guys had in the past and still have. But they were ready to just slow down, have fun, and be able to race as a team and do something fun. And we was talking to Dwayne last night. He said, "Man," he goes, "it was forgive me if I'm wrong on this, Dwayne, but as far as the passes, but he said, man, he goes, had a great year, and he drives that beautiful 60, like a 63, 64 Nova, the red one."
Mm-hmm.
And he said, man, he goes, "I put like 28 passes on this car and didn't even take the hood off." And he goes, "That is the racing that I'm enjoying doing now." And so for those guys to race what they normally did, go fast and do that, and then say, "Hey, we just want to slow down and race together as a team and do a 580 deal." Man, they threw some sponsorship together and done all that and sponsored that class, and they come out and they're under they call themselves One Life Racing. And it's such a cool team, and man, they're having a blast, and it's been so fun, having Jimmy and Dwayne and Seltzer and Gebhardt and all those guys, Case Huddleston, and then all the guys that joined them as well. I mean, it's been great, and I appreciate those guys more than you guys will ever know.
Yeah.
Nice.
And they just abuse each other, too.
Oh, it's ridiculous.
The bike guys the same way. Those bike guys just abuse each other, and these guys do too.
Oh yeah, and that's the fun that they're having.
Yeah.
And I'm glad they can do that at a Titans race and enjoy the camaraderie with everybody. It's great.
Yeah. No, that's good stuff.
Don Irwin says the Oklahoma guys told me that they wanted to prove that they did have wives last night. They're real. They do exist.
Yeah, that's great.
Well, I'm kind of the same way. My wife was along, and that was great. I loved having her along, but you don't see much of her either at the drag strip. So
Sure.
it was nice to have her. It was nice to have her with.
Yeah.
My wife exists. She just walked out here a little bit ago.
Yeah. We've seen her though. She's popped in behind you before.
Yeah.
She usually has to fill in when Gary has to go pee pee.
Yes. Yes. Oh, I thought I heard the door.
Nope.
Little Miss Isla in her trophy.
Yep.
One of the pictures I seen that was captured at the right moment, I think when you guys handed her that envelope with the leftover money.
Yeah.
And her eyes and like,
Yeah.
holy cow.
That was awesome.
Funny. Yeah.
Well, she looked in there. She saw it was cash, I think. And it
Right.
I don't quote me, but I think it said 375 on it.
378.
No, was it 378?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, she looked at it and looked and saw it was cash and figured it out. Yeah, and that's when she kind of got a little buggy-eyed there.
There you go.
Awesome.
Yeah.
It was funny. It was funny. I saw her do it too. It was pretty comical.
Mm-hmm.
She's probably thinking, man, I can buy me some new junior tires for my car now, you know?
Yeah, she's not thinking about junior tires. She's thinking about jeans and going to
Yeah.
the Gap or wherever.
Oh, yeah.
Wherever.
Hairdo.
Yeah. Wherever teenagers go. She wasn't thinking about tires.
Had the tires. Here's the couple of bike guys that showed up.
Mm-hmm.
The winner, Jeff Downing, was not there, right? Is that
No.
No, he couldn't come last night.
He already had a date hunting in northern Missouri or somewhere. He told me right off the bat when we announced the date. And he said, man, bummed me out, but he said, I won't be able to go. He said, Larry will have to get my stuff. He said,
And Larry Thayer, which is standing next to Al right there, you know, he's kind of him and, you know, John Jones, they kind of are the lead the Show Me Bike deals. And
Right.
now and I'm just going to say this right now publicly. Now, whether Jeff Downing gets his money, his trophy, his checks, that's yet to be determined. He may or may not get them. And the guy standing right there in the middle of that picture would be 100% responsible for that if it didn't happen. And he would laugh the whole time doing it.
Wow.
They're
that ruthless.
He's as much of a troublemaker as Goose is.
That's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't making that up when I said I wouldn't be surprised if there's G strings and who knows what all else hanging on that trophy. When
Yeah,
that's good.
Well,
We got
documented that you gave it to him, so that's it at the end of the day.
Yeah. We got one more thing to cover, and that is the 2026 schedule that you posted.
Yeah, there we go. It feels pretty good to have that done already. I always say I want to have that schedule when we go to PRI, and we don't always get that done, but it feels pretty good to have that on paper already.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was awesome. Seeing that. What was that? Friday night, Thursday night, something like that. It came out.
Yeah. I had it printed and had it finally kind of lined out and had it printed Thursday night, and I thought, I'm just going to put up a picture of this.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah,
Awesome.
heck yeah. Yeah, no, that's exciting. I got it printed off over here, ready to go.
Yeah.
We'll get the official flyer made here real soon, but I just that takes a little bit more time and a little more artwork and a little more work involved and I just want to get this out.
Maybe some more sponsors added on. Be nice.
Oh, hey, we'll always take sponsors.
Yeah. Right. There you go.
There you go.
We'll never turn that down. You know.
No.
Yeah, and it kicks off again at Centerville in late-ish April, and Mid-America Dragway in early May, late May to Flying H, the first time to Flying H for Titans. That'll be awesome.
Yeah.
Get through June and July and go to MoCan the first part of August, 7th and 8th. Is that going to be blended with Hot Summer Nights? Is that what the word was?
Yep. It'll be Titans and Hot Summer Nights. We're like chocolate and peanut butter. We're better together.
Awesome.
Is that the first time doing this that way?
Yep, that's the first time. And but they were basically running our program for the 90% of it anyway. And Carl is looking at slowing down just a little bit, not doing quite as many events next year and making the good events better. And he just said, let's do this together. What do you think? And I said, I love the idea.
Yeah.
You know,
Make it a double points race or something crazy.
Whoa.
Well, I hate to goose people up like that, especially in August. But
Yeah.
Shots
it's-
fired.
yeah, oh, I get it. It's tempting, but boy, you can skew a points deal too with a double points thing.
Sure.
You can take it and somebody can win that right there.
Yeah.
And so
Yeah.
it's I've been
Hey,
involved
everybody-
in that before, and double points is fun, and you get everybody to go to it. But then all of a sudden you look at it and you go, oh man, this kind of somebody gets a run going and puts everybody else
It
out.
can go really good or really bad for somebody.
Yeah. But yeah, I made the comment right from the get go. I said, this will be like chocolate and peanut butter.
There you
It'll
go.
be better together.
Yeah.
Yep.
Look
Then
at-
off.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, Rod. Yeah. Off to Tulsa, September 11th and 12th. Tulsa's always awesome and fun. And finishes off again at Ozark, October 2nd and 3rd.
Yep.
Mhm. Nice. 6 races. No, I was just going to say Ray's got the counter already going. I don't know if you guys saw that there, Gary.
I see it. Holy cow.
Counting it down already. What is it?
152 days until the season opener. Man, Ray. Woo!
Ooh, he's ready.
I'm not ready to start counting. No way.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, great schedule, Al, and happy to see it. Happy us together, and so congratulations.
This year was a great schedule too. Just unfortunate that tooth, the weather and then the crazy tree deal that was out of everybody's control, and shoot for a
racetrack closing, and with Thunder Valley, and and I'll tell a funny story on that. We go down and tour the facility. What was it, Al? Probably 2 weeks before.
I think about a month before.
Yeah, maybe about a month, and they're all gung ho, and we eat like Buffalo Wild Wings with the new owner, and then the guy that was promoting down there, and so we go down. We go on a Sunday, Sunday of all days. Al calls me. He's like, hey, Saturday night. He calls me and he's like, hey, you want to go to Oklahoma City tomorrow morning early? And I said, for what? And I'm thinking, dude, it's Sunday, and he's like, we got to go meet the guys at Thunder Valley. And I said, yeah, let's go. And so we head down that way, shake hands, man, we're all excited, this, that, and the other. Go down the racetrack, go to the tower, look at the grounds, eat lunch, and it's good. It's like, we're in. It's done, and of course, we had it on the schedule before, but the racetrack had changed hands, and we were getting mixed information. The people that said come on down, back in February, they left, didn't get a phone call, nothing. All of a sudden, boom, it's closed, and then it gets picked up. So Al goes, we probably ought to go down there and make sure we're still good. So we set up a meeting, go down there on Sunday. It's all good. Shake hands. Man, we're pumped for Thunder Valley. And then we find out via Facebook post like everybody else did. And so I'm sitting there of a morning, or it might have been lunchtime or whatever. And I flip my phone on. And of course, you know how it is when you get your lunch break or whatever, you flip your phone on, you get the latest gossip, that you missed from 8 to noon or whatever, and Thunder Valley is the first thing that pops up, and so Al hadn't called me yet, and we pretty much figured it out like at the same exact time. I call Al on the phone and I go, "Dude, have you seen Facebook?" He's like, "I just now seen it," and we didn't even have a conversation. He said, "Yeah, I just now seen it. Let me call you back," and that was it. And we found out together, and so I'm sitting there at lunch, and then my phone, just blows up, and I'm thinking, guys, I got a diesel shop to run. I had to turn my phone off. Everybody's calling, texting. I thought, man, I'm gonna get in trouble here, and so I had to turn my phone off when I went back. When I went back in from lunch, for my lunch period, and that's how we found out about it. And then it's kind of like one of those deals, like, man, what the heck are we gonna do? And boom, Harper's come through, and we go to Mid America. So, but yeah, that was a that was an experience this year too. That you just had to be there.
Yeah. Where'd you find out, Ron? You was
Well, yeah, I was the same thing. It was just 7 hours in front of you in Dusseldorf, Germany, and like, what?
Hey, Ron, check this out.
Yeah.
Well, in fact, so of course, people probably know, but like me and Al and Hot Rod and Gary, we got a little group chat going on that we talk to all the time on Messenger, and I think I think Hot Rod, I think you messaged the page like maybe when all this was going on, like, hey guys, check this out. Have you seen this or whatever? And man, you talk about a letting the wind out of your sails, because you're like, man, what do you do? And so we start scrambling to, man, what are we going to do? And making calls, and Harper reached out within probably 45 minutes to an hour, was it, Al? And
Well,
said, maybe a little longer, said, you guys can come here,
He did, but Carl and I had already talked about this doing this deal together.
Yeah.
Prior to that, even already.
Mm-hmm.
And so that was my first call. I called him and I said, you haven't seen it, but here's what I got going. You consider doing this Hot Summer Nights thing this year?
Yeah, that's right.
And he thought, well, he said, let me think about that. And so he called me back in about 10 minutes. He goes, nah, I think I'd rather just keep it for next year. And I said, that's fine. And Harper in the meantime had called me, and then in the meantime, we got contacted by 5 or 6 other tracks to the
all
south.
the way in Texas.
Yeah, bring that event here. I see your deal over there. Bring that event here. And they were just too far away. I would have loved to do it, but they were just too far away. I couldn't. The racers wouldn't have followed it,
Sure. I think one of them down there at the Motorplex or something.
Well, but we had talked about.
And there was a track in Louisiana that had reached somewhere in Louisiana and reached out to
Monroe, Mississippi or something. I can't remember. But then there was another little track in Texas, and it was crazy. It was just crazy.
But that anyway, just lets you know how many. That just lets you know that how many eyeballs are on the Titans page that we didn't even realize.
Yeah.
Or
you guys, or both.
Sure.
Yeah.
Good point. Well said.
So
that was a crazy week.
Just another day,
Yeah. Harper saved the day.
He did. Yep, he did. But that tree deal, if people didn't understand that, I'm going to elaborate on that just for a minute, because that was the craziest deal. And I know people understood, but I'm not sure that they all understood or knew exactly, but the tracks, all the tracks, I don't care which one, but everybody has spare parts for their timing system.
Mm-hmm.
Track owners there's a control box in that system, which is the brain basically of it. And I don't know a track out there that doesn't have a spare of that. And a lot of the tracks have a spare tree, and
multiple sensors.
Yeah. Oh, a box full of sensors.
Yep.
And especially starting line sensors, which can take a crap at any given moment.
Pigtails and yeah.
Yep. And even a second computer to plug. You can plug and play with a second piece of hardware. The tracks just have spares. They just do. And standing there that night out on the starting line, Eric and Sonny from Centerville, myself, who's worked on the system at Ozark, Dave Dawkins, who'd worked on the system there at Mid-America, and they had Craig Blanton on the phone, which he was a big part of AccuTime for many, many years. And we can always ask Craig questions, and the Harper's no slouch with that system either. We're all down there on the starting line, and everybody's out of ideas,
Mm-hmm.
and it ended up being a circuit board in the back of that tree, and only half of it went bad. So it didn't even take the whole board out. It was just the one side of the tree that it took out. But nobody has that spare part because it never goes bad. So go figure, the one part that, and I mean, I'm talking about all 5 of the people standing there. Nobody has ever had a spare board for that tree like that.
Wow.
and there was just nothing else to do, you know.
Yeah.
And I told Harper it was going on 10 o'clock, you know, and he had a crowd there,
Yeah.
and they're not wanting to leave. They're ready to see racing, you know.
Yeah.
And I said, Gary, this is, we just need to tell these people that we're done here. It's not, we're not an ounce closer to this than we were 2 hours ago, you know.
Right.
And I said, we called everybody, you know, and
Man.
nobody had any brilliant plans or bright ideas. I said, we just need to cut our losses here, and which is what we did finally. And and people were disappointed, but you know,
had to make the call.
We made the call, and I did ask Harper's about that as far as the Mid-America crowd, you know, and they said we really didn't have any complaints. Everybody, you know, came back. Anybody that came back to use their rain check said it was great that you guys did what you did, you know, and didn't just go, well, too bad, so sad. You know, you took care of it best way you could by issuing a rain check and being able to use that tech card or that spectator ticket on another race there. And we did the same thing. You know, I took some of the cash from the till that night with me, and we took care of all the tech card rain checks, you know, both at Tulsa and at Ozark. And so people got to use them, and that's all you can do, you know. But it was just one of those deals, totally fluky, stupid thing that I've never seen happen in all the years of doing this, you know. And long before Titans ever was a thought, you know. I've been at this a lot longer than that. So just dumb luck for that night, you know.
Yeah, it was.
And the moon was full. The moon was full. So what are you gonna say? Exactly.
It was nice to see the you know, series do the right thing and honor those checks, and that'll go a long ways too. People remember that.
Yeah.
And,
Well, and we've been down that before where we've had rain or what have you, and we've had to honor rain checks and whatever. It's just part of it.
Yeah.
Sucks a little bit, but it's just part of it.
Yeah, what was it? 3 years ago, we carried a tackle box around.
Oh,
I mean, we had a makeup race, and then we went to Ozark and had another race that rained out, you know, like mid race, and I'm talking, it rained so hard that the orange safety cones were floating down the drag strip on a river going down the racetrack. And so we had a makeup race with tech cards, and then another rain. I think 4 of the 6 races rained out that year.
well,
And
we actually raced 2.5 races.
Yeah, and we carried a tackle box with tech cards in them, and then refunds, because one race there was refunds, and we had tech cards money. So it was just like you would see the guy walking around the pit. Oh, I got something for you. And then we would make the announcement. We finally got sick of just, you know, carrying the tackle box around with everybody's cash and tech cards in there, and because you couldn't find them, they wasn't there when you went to see them, or they wasn't at the following race, and so finally for like the rest of the year we would just announce, hey, if you guys was at this race and you got a refund and then you got your tech card coming back, come to the tower. And, you know, either me or Al was up in the tower handing out, you know, tech cards and or money, you know, or both in some cases, you know. And that haunted us all year long. You know, it was terrible.
Well, it was all year. The next year.
The next year, yeah. That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
We carried that around the whole next season.
Yeah.
That end of year celebration was definitely McDonald's.
That was McDonald's.
Yeah, and it wasn't even a Big Mac extra value meal. We both settled for McDoubles that night. You know?
Yeah,
that little Happy Meal.
That was just a nightmare. But yeah, that Larry's talking about, that rainwater carrying those cones down the track. That was a rain out of a makeup race.
Yes.
Oh,
the original race rained out, and then so we rescheduled it. And then it rained out the reschedule, and you just go, who's living wrong here, man?
Yeah.
Very cool.
Somebody.
Very
Somebody needs to give up cigarettes or beer or something.
There you go.
Yep. We got a couple of comments here. Melissa Morrow. Melissa says, shameless plug. I'm looking for a sponsor from each track area for me following the series. If anyone is interested or has ideas of a business that would be a good fit, send me a message.
Okay.
There you go.
Perfect.
No
and
plug.
that's what me and Al was talking about earlier. She has worked her photography business like nobody I have ever seen. She went out and got sponsors this year, helped cover her expenses and stuff like that. And I mean, hey, she's everybody has a right to sponsors and sponsorship. And if you can find a company to help you do that, I mean, she went out and she did the hard work and to find hers. And man, hats off to her and Morrow Photography. It was she really worked it this season.
Yeah.
Good.
No, good. No shameless plug in that. That's awesome.
No,
Right.
no, she's put in the time and done what she needed to do.
You know, and I'm gonna make Titans shameless plug at the same time. Melissa, she kind of opened up with that subject, and I'm just going to tell anybody right now that's listening, if anybody wants to come on with Titans at 10-5 next year, give me and Al a call. Everybody's got our phone numbers. You can message the page. We are always looking for sponsors. What I would love, next year is to get enough sponsors where we can sweeten the pot a little bit. And make it better, and just do what we can do. And if you guys want to come on board, I promise you, it'll be worth your while. It's we always try to plug our sponsors and be the best we can be, representing their businesses.
Yeah,
you do great.
Yeah, and that's not necessarily a plug for money.
No.
Mel Hambleton is a prime example.
Yes,
they came on this year and they gave buy one get one tires to the runner up in Little Titans.
Yep.
And that's huge.
That's huge.
Tires are not cheap.
Nope.
And Horsepower Proving Grounds is another one that they give the runner up there in Outlaw and in the Limited 2 hours of dyno time to each runner up.
And I'm telling you right now, Al can vouch for this. That 2 hours you'll spend with Clayton, it's priceless. It is priceless. What we found and I'll just use my car for an example. We took my car in there after West Choate built the motor in it or this spring. And, man, I thought we were safe. As I thought, man, we're golden. And I'm taking my car up there, and which, I mean, he's just right across the street from me. I'm 2 minutes from Horsepower. And, we take up there. I thought, man, and I'm pretty good with injection and, with the mechanical injection, I'm kind of priding myself in to be able to tune that stuff really good. And, I thought we're not going to find much, and, so, man, we make the first pull and I'm thinking, God, this thing's pig fat, And I told Wes, I said, it's fat. The motor's really fat. And he's like, okay. He said, well, let's just make an easy pull on it and see where we're at. And I'm talking first pull. He's like, whoo, she's a little warm, and it was lean. And and so I was completely in left field with it with the twin toilets on that blower. And it went out there, like they say, the first pull it made just a skosh over 1,000. And within 3 pulls on Clayton's dyno and Wes's tuning on it and Clayton's tuning on it, man, we found like 160 horsepower. And within 3 pulls, it was stupid safe when they were done. And ended up leaving there. It made 1170 and like 1,021 foot-pounds of torque on like 6 pounds of boost. It made more horsepower on 6 pounds of boost than it did with my small pulley on there last year, making 10. And so that is that's a tribute to what they do over there at Horsepower. And the good thing about it is it's not corrected. It's live air. It's hub dyno. You're not getting blowed up by some idiot, with inflated numbers on his -30 sea level dyno. You're getting real numbers right there on that day at the hub, and he does a phenomenal job. And it was the same story on Al's dragster when he put the Pro Charger on it. I mean, 3 or 4 passes, Al was the same way. We were in left field with where we thought we needed to be, and Al will tell you this with his dragster. I mean, his dragster ran incredible, run 460s, and he's like, where Clayton told me to go on this dyno, I would have never went there. I would have just never went there. And but they went there with that on the dyno and found a whole nother level of power in that car that he would have never knew existed. And
another 80 horsepower.
Another 80 horsepower and a tune-up so safe, because they put the air fuel ratio right in the header. I mean, they're reading plugs, and he's like, man, you don't even see a timing line on your plugs yet. And then that's how you leave at horsepower, optimum tuning and safe, and found gobs of horsepower and torque that I would have never have found in that motor unless we went there. And so I think anybody that is building a car that's very performance oriented, if you're not going and seeing horsepower and getting on that hub dyno, I mean, you just need to start there, be safe with it, and be at your optimum tuning level. It's incredible what he does over here. It's incredible.
Great shout out.
Yeah, and not wearing your car out and your tires out at the track.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And I made 8 pulls in 3 hours. It's you'd spend all day to make.
Yeah.
And not make 8 pulls, but I made 8 pulls in 3 hours, and you just cool it, fuel it, and start it back up and try another one.
Yep.
And found all the stuff not to do.
Yep.
We tried some stuff. Well, that didn't work.
Retreat.
Don't go there again. And it was worth it for that too, to know we didn't need to ever try that again. So
yeah.
Within on the third pull of my car, I had one hole that was number 8 was just a little bit warmer than Wes would like it to be, Wes Choate. And we ended up taking a 46 nozzle out of it. We put a 50 in the one hole right there, and it leveled that whole motor out. And he's like, "We're done." And that's what it ran the rest of the year. And so the good thing about that is after you've been on the dyno like that, and you've had somebody look at your data and they went over everything and looked at it, your air fuels are all there. You can unload that car at the drag strip and know that you're at least got a baseline of a good safe and good tune-up in that car, that you're not going to be, out in left field somewhere wondering, man, I got this thing together. I hope I don't hurt it. You know what I mean? It's great to have a facility like that at Horsepower Proving Grounds. Clayton does a phenomenal job. I've known Clayton for 20 years. And went to school with him out here at Stratford, and we've been buddies for many, many years. And he eats and sleeps performance engines and dyno tuning, and he's one of the best at it.
Awesome. Well, what do you think, Rod?
Well, I was just thinking we're at the 2-hour mark. I think we'll go ahead and call it. Just to turn it back to you, any final thoughts for your 2025 season or upcoming things for 2026? We'll give you the mic and call it a year.
I don't think I've had people, and you've seen them. There's been some posts. What about this and what about that? I don't see any changes. 2025 was a great year, and there really weren't any big problems in anything that's lopsided or out of shape or not competitive. And unless it comes up over the off season, I don't see any major changes or any changes at all, to be honest.
Yep, sounds good. Super excited that you already got your schedule out, something to look, kind of put on our calendar and start working towards that. Like you said, you just try to have it out by PRI. So you're 4 weeks ahead of schedule.
Yeah,
And,
we're ahead.
yeah. So that's great stuff. And, too, it's nice to have your stuff out first too. So then if, they can follow up along on that and stay away from those dates, so that's good stuff.
Yep.
All right.
Yep. Good stuff.
Yeah. We appreciate you guys coming on. Appreciate last night. Everything was great. Appreciate all your hard work for the season. Looking forward to next year. Great group here, and just love this Titan community and everything it does. So,
I
just want to thank. I just want to, before we go, I want to thank everybody, every racer, every fan, every sponsor that supported us this year. Just couldn't do it without, from the sponsors to the racers to the spectators. Everybody's a cog in the wheel, and if you got it, you got to have everybody to make the wheel go around. And I just a heartfelt thank you to everybody that's sponsored us for the last 7 or 8 years we've been doing this, and I look forward to it every year, and just look forward to seeing everybody and having a great 2026.
Yes. Yep. We appreciate you guys and the friendship we have developed over the year and in the years to come. And I always like to say, if you're not having fun racing, you're racing with the wrong guys and the wrong people. And we choose to race with you guys and your racers and your people that follow you and hang out with you guys. That's where we choose to race. So that tells you we're having fun.
Absolutely. That's why me and Al do it too. I'll tell you right now, and I know I speak for Al, and he may want to make a comment on this as well. I wouldn't want to be racing with anybody else. I love this group that we have as a Titans community, and I couldn't ask for better racers, and so the feelings are mutual on both sides.
Yep. We just get it to grow. We get some more guys from Wichita and the surrounding area to come, and
Yep. Well, it's the only there's very few rules. That was the whole idea when we started this, was very few rules. But the biggest rule, have fun, make friends, and race a little.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's our motto.
This deal was on the old Memphis International Raceway, the Memphis track. They had a little shack deal that says track rules: have fun, make friends, go home happy.
Well, there you go.
Yep.
There you go.
Yep.
Yeah.
And there's
if every race series could adopt a simple rule set like that, with it being centered around fun and community, the racetracks would be a lot better place.
Right.
Yeah.
Because I think that also carries over to the spectator side as well. If you go out there racing and you get, I always use Russell and the Browns and Tony and all those guys, and all of our Titans racers, especially come to Ozark or Mid America or Mocan or whatever. You see people gathered around their pits, and and they're I've seen little kids sitting in Russell's car and Tony's car, or Adam's car, I should say, and Devin's car. They don't care for the kids sitting in them, and then and taking pictures and all that. When the spectators can experience the good time when they come to the pit and say, "Man, this is a great group of people," then they get more interested. Yep. And so if you can make the good attitudes and the happiness and the community in the pits, if the spectators get a chance to feel that, it just benefits everybody.
Yep. Absolutely. Good vibe.
Yep. Mrs. Hart says, "Good night, guys. Sorry I was late tonight. Hope to see everyone at PRI." From Mrs. Harper.
There we go. I'll be there. Larry has to do inventory, but I'll be there. So
work inventory.
Yep.
But no, we appreciate you guys, and if you need anything, call. And you guys going to PRI?
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Breakfast.
All right, fellas, man, it was fun.
Yep.
Good wrap up to the year. And what, 152 days, Ray says.
Yeah.
There we go.
Well,
No, but who's counting,
see,
right?
We'll see you guys at the Mel Hambleton open house.
Yes.
Okay. Sounds
Yeah,
good.
both of you or just you, Larry?
Al better
Both
be
of you?
going this year.
It'll depend on the date.
Yeah.
As soon as I see a date, I'll know.
Sure.
But we start chaos in Tulsa in May or in March. So
Okay.
Right on. We'll
Sounds
know
good.
something soon.
Mel Hambleton's open house is always in somewhere around mid-February, I think, isn't it?
It
Yeah.
is.
Oh,
Yeah.
is it? Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Nope, that's a plan.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right.
Cool, guys. We had a great time, man. Thanks a lot for everything you do.
Thank
All
you,
right.
guys.
Thank you.
You bet.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Good night, Larry. Good night, Al.
See ya.
Thanks, guys.
See ya. Bye-bye.
Great recap, Gary.
Man, great way to end the season with that
Yep.
banquet and cool people, good food. That last
Yep.
night was just awesome, man.
Met all my expectations.
Same. Yeah.
It
Yeah.
was just fantastic. Fantastic. Well, let's take a second here and thank our sponsors.
Just shout out to these little comment here. Lewis says, great show, guys. Thanks, Lewis. And Doug says so too. Great job, Al and Larry. Great show, guys. Doug. Oh, well, that's Mel Hamilton open house. It'll be sometime in February. We haven't seen a date yet, Melissa. Let's give a shout out to these 2025 partners: Mid-America Dragway, Ultra Color Collision Repair, TNS Race Cars, Titans of 10.5, the fastest small tire series in the Midwest, Mobile Recon Mobile Detailing, Harry Street Carpet, and Sandlin Iron and Metal. Super huge thank you to those awesome partners for being great partners with us in 2025. Man, it's almost.
It is wrapping up, man. It was wrapping
Yeah.
up. Fast,
Man.
didn't it?
It did go fast. It seemed like we were just at Centerville. Now
I know,
we
right?
wrapped up the banquet. Man, it's crazy.
Had a little Centerville recap last night too, right?
Yeah. 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 And the statement you made was so true. And you and Ray was talking about the points and, you know, wow. Yeah. Crazy.
Isn't that something?
Yep. Yeah. It's just, man, it's weird how that works out.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
That is just something too. And I wouldn't, you know, just thinking through it because we were just that one little scenario right there, or that one little thing right there.
I'd forgot all about it till you said that. It's like, holy cow. That was like right out of the gate from the get-go in that race.
I know.
Yeah, pretty important. I mean, it's that stuff's very important. Yeah, Doug, 152 days will go fast, I'm sure. Yeah. It will.
Well, and you know, like Ray and a couple of those other guys that been to Centerville before, you know, that was our first time, and so I feel better going, you know, next year. And so,
yeah, and we'll know that, you know, from the motel / Waffle House to get to the track is like a 4-hour drive. It seems like driving through town. It's a long. It takes forever just to get through town.
I know, man. That is so funny. 5 hours. It was a 5-hour trip. Took us, you know, 3 hours to get there, and then another 2 hours to get 20 minutes. You know, 20 miles.
Yeah, it took an hour to get through town.
Oh, that's funny.
Good time.
Good group. Thanks everybody for chiming in and, you know, seeing some pictures and a little recap. And it's always fun hanging out with Al and Larry. Got a good partnership going with those guys, and, you know, see what the season goes, you know, and we'll go here. And we got Thanksgiving coming up, then PRI. Next thing you know, it'll be Christmas and New Year's, and then it'll be a countdown to April. And then, of course, you want to test before that, you know, and we'll see how it goes.
Yeah. It's getting to be a very busy time on the calendar, you know, with the holidays and the holidays and burning vacation and doing this and doing that. And man, And I'm burning vacation myself. I don't know if you got to burn some, but I do.
I do. And that's part of the PRI too. And plus a couple days here and there, supporting Lauren with her doctor's appointment.
Yep.
So we'll get through all that.
Yep, that's right. Yep. Cool. Man, you ready to wrap it up?
Let's do it, bud. Nice show. Good job. Good job. Great weekend. Met all the expectations there.
Yep. Thanks again to Larry and Al for putting that on. That was awesome. Can't wait till next year. Do it again. We'll know what to expect. That it's high marks. And if you're not racing with the Titans, you're doing it wrong, because we experienced the whole year at all the races, all the places, and man, it was super fun and highly recommended.
Yeah,
great group of people. Larry and Al are awesome. The racers, we covered all that. We talked about all that, but man, if you want to go race with a place that's fun and the atmosphere is cool and everybody just has a good time.
And competitive. I mean, it's no walking.
Oh, for sure. Oh, yeah.
It ain't for everybody. You know what I mean? It's just, they're great. It's fantastic.
Yep. Good times. Well, let's bust on out and go to bed.
Okay.
All right.
High five. To you soon.
Ready, Rod?
Yep.
Oh,
nice. All right, Gary. Good job, bud.
Thanks, Rod. Thanks for your time. Good job, and congrats to you again on the championship. And
thank you.
It was cool to be there watching it, and exciting, man. So exciting too.
Couldn't have done it without you. I said that on my post again today, and I mean it 100%. Could not done it without you.
I seen it. I appreciate it. Yep.
Yeah,
I appreciate you saying that. And like I said, I've said to you, thanks for letting me hang out and watch and help, and it'll help my program too, I think. So.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah. Got to see it, feel it, do it, touch it.
Yeah.
Or it goes away. I don't know. You just got to stay around it, I think. So I'm a hands-on guy, or I got to be hands-on.
No, that's it, man.
Yep. All right, we're going to shut it down.
Yeah.
Oh, the comment popped in here. Doug says, congrats again, Rodney.
Thanks, sir. Thank you, Doug.
What a cool year.
Appreciate it.
Nail biter, 0.5 point. Way to go.
Wow, right? Seriously.
Man. Yeah. All right. Good night, everybody. We will see what's in store for next week and post it up.
All right.
All right. Good night, Rod. See you later.
Bye, bud.